Joining me from London is writer, broadcaster and commentator Esther Krakue. Esther, great to see you. Now, this doctored quote by the BBC was actually done last year for the Panorama show. Why has it taken a year for this to blow up into a scandal and only now for the top BBC executives to resign?
I'm assuming because the BBC executives didn't assume that no one would notice. But what happened was this was as the result of a 19-page dossier that was produced by a man who was an independent consultant for the BBC's own ethics advisory board, so their own watchdog, to make sure that they were maintaining impartiality standards within the organization. And he was so appalled by the reaction of the likes of Tim Davies, the Director General, and the news editor, and all these people at the top of the BBC making the decisions, at the kind of nonchalance of the fact that he's saying, hey, I've got 19 pages of over 50 incidents of plain bias within the BBC. What are you doing about it? Why are you not reacting to it? And this video was just one of the latest leaks, which was so egregious. I mean, the BBC couldn't even pretend that this was a slight error. To take a video of Donald Trump's speech and then to clip it two parts of the videos that was almost 15 minutes apart is not a mistake. It's deliberately misleading the public. And he was kind of appalled at their reaction to this because it was clear that there was a sort of accepted view, a working view within people, within the BBC, within people who work within the BBC, and it was just not acceptable. And obviously, Trump is not one to take something like this lying down. I mean, he just got a payout from CBS over their 60 Minutes interview with Kamala Harris. So he amplified this story and just showed how much the BBC has lost its way. It's important to know that when you're a public broadcaster, the reason why trust is so important is because you have a guaranteed income from taxpayers, and this is why it draws so much criticism. Could you imagine any other media platform, Sky, for example, doing something like this, doctoring a speech of Donald Trump like this and just getting away with a pat on the shoulder, or, just saying, oh, but the BBC does so many great things as the public broadcaster? When you have a guaranteed source of income, you kind of lose the incentive to behave correctly and to be truthful and to actually show both sides of any story. And that's what's happened to the BBC.
Yeah, but I think there are two issues, as you suggest. One is, of course, simply the dishonesty. But the other is the special responsibility of any state broadcaster. For me, the bias of the ABC here is a form of theft. All taxpayers must give their money to an organisation that, under the statute, is supposed to be impartial. In fact, it's being looted by the left to turn the ABC into an ideological weapon of the left. These examples you mentioned, all these examples of bias by the BBC, let me guess, every single one that you know of is biased to the left.
Oh, of course. I mean, I say this as someone who's personally aggrieved because I've just had to pay my license fee in the UK, which annoys me so much. But the BBC has had even more egregious slip-ups like this. Like, for example, they had a Gaza documentary, How to Survive a War Zone, and they just conveniently forgot to tell the viewers that the narrator was the son of a Hamas official. This 13-year-old boy was the son of a Hamas official. They've recently found against one of their own presenters because she replaced the term pregnant people with women. Again, where is the common sense here? They refuse to call Hamas a terrorist group, even though they're designated, and they have been designated a terrorist group in full since 2021. So they're not even using the legal definitions of the country which they're meant to represent. And this is the point. And I find it actually astonishing that we've even got anywhere with this, because every time these accusations are leveled at the BBC, it's all, oh, it's just bias. Oh, it's just competitors trying to tank the BBC. No, when you have guaranteed income from taxpayers, the bare minimum that taxpayers can expect is honesty and truth and fact-based information, regardless of where you lean. And you can see that from the kinds of people that have left the BBC and have had independent careers as pundits or journalists, like Emily Maitlis. They're all overwhelmingly left-wing. They all bring middle-class children from around the London area, the wealthy London boroughs. Those are the people that become interns and they funnel their way up to the top of the BBC. So it's very not representative of people's views around the country. And this is what you're seeing now.
Well, it's extraordinary. I mean, we've got an ABC that's just as biased as your BBC, but I don't see the same accountability. Very, very quickly, why has this happened under a Labor government? Has it just bubbled over?
Well, the BBC's Royal Charter is up in a few years. So this is not something that the Labour government can avoid, because people are getting more and more aggravated that we have to pay for the license fee. It's a legal obligation, and yet there's no accountability. And as many of your viewers may know, the Labour government is not known for being representative of people's views or being quite friendly to free speech. We remember last summer that Keir Starmer basically called people agitated about mass immigration far right thugs. So clearly they had to act because I think their opinion was somewhere around
look, I wish ours would act. Yeah, I've got to go, Esther. Look, Esther Krakue, thank you so much.